Hey, it's me again, the hamster that's still inside of the ball. I can't get out of the ball, but I kind of like it in here in the ball, with another Bloodborne PvP video. But at this point, I think it's kind of an unspoken sort of a thing that, these episodes, these hunting grounds episodes, they kind of slowly over time, they turn more into a podcast more than like a gameplay analysis. Like, what's there to analyze about that Stake Driver R2? Nothing. I just threw it and it landed. I did not hope that it would land, but it did. So, that's pretty cool. So, on that note, is there like a game that you like to play? But then, over time you're like, man, I kind of just don't really enjoy it as much anymore. So, oh man, this is so difficult. Well, the reason I can play Bloodborne PvP for so long is that I don't play it every single day. I play it for a week straight, and then I'll be like 1 or 2 months away from it. Then I'll come back and enjoy it. But if I had to do this every single day, if it was like my job, believe me, I would get a little bit sick of it. So I think that the trick to enjoying like a game for this long is to just kind of enjoy it in little bursts, at least for me. However, that's only the PvP, because I actually can play single player Bloodborne like every day if I had to. So it's kind of weird that depending on what type of game you're playing, your motivation for it may or may not be there. So this guy was like shooting me. This guy in particular, he was like gunman. So I'm like, oh okay, I also have a gun. It's very big and it's very broken because it's DLC. Gun. Big gun. It's a good gun. But yeah, so I think that one of the things that happens a lot nowadays is that if you're like a streamer or a content creator, you kind of like have to force yourself into like, playing a game even though you kind of feel like you want to play something else. And it's always very sad to see someone that specializes in one game and then when they want to branch out to play other games, people just kind of don't want to watch them anymore. It's like, oh man, that has to suck so much. Luckily, because I'm neither a content creator or a streamer, I can just kind of do whatever I want, which is incredibly liberating. But I think that, a general recommendation for anyone who's listening, if you have a game that you love, but at some point you start to feel like, oh man, I kind of fucking hate this game, give it a break. Come back to it a little later. Maybe by then you'll feel differently about it, and yeah, never force yourself to play a video game. That's such a weird thing to do. It's like, oh, I have to play this game. You don't have to do anything. Just take a break. What the fuck are you doing? Just cheese that guy. He spawned in and he just died, yeah. So yeah, my general approach to Bloodborne PvP specifically these days, I just gonna do whatever, That doesn't matter if I get killed. It doesn't matter if I murder someone. I do care if I ever pull off some cool stuff. That's pretty much what it is. But generally, I just kind of just do whatever. Just kind of mashing, basically. Mashing on my controller and just things happen. So that's kind of a good casual approach to things. So yeah, I recommend it. So I wanted to bring this up a little bit to those about 18 to 20 of you that always watch my Hunting Grounds episodes. And I know you're there because it's always the same amount of people that end up watching these. You'll notice that for the first time ever, the game footage, it doesn't look like total dog shit because I actually changed up my video editing program. I used to have like a free video editing program, and this one's free too, but the what do you call it, like the video converter, what do you call it, the like the The rendering. Oh my god, my brain is just not even real anymore. The rendering, it's much better. And it doesn't make the footage look like dog shit. So I used a program before this one. I used a VSDC video editor. The one I'm using now is DaVinci Resolve, or aka DaVinci Resolve, and it's very good. It's very good. I enjoy it. The user, like the UI, it's not friendly at all. Everything's like hidden away in like 50 different menus. But you know, 20 minutes on Google to look for the basic stuff, and you'll get it. So basically what I'm saying is, if any of you out there are looking for like a free video editor with like basic functions and a little bit more, yeah, DaVinci Resolve is very good. I don't know why the fuck I didn't download this like 2 or 3 years ago. I've been uploading Bloodborne like gameplay for like 2 years now, maybe, and they all look like shit. And I know that they look like shit, but I used to not care because I'm like, I'm nobody, like who gives a shit. But now that I have like one more subscriber than I used to, I kind of care about the quality now. So I was like, man, I really gotta get like a new one, because after seeing like that this program can export video and not make it look like shit like the other one, I basically feel like deleting all my old videos because they're fucking embarrassing. But I won't. But they'll be there. But if you ever wondered why my gameplay looked like shit, it was because of my free editor. So yeah, that's something that's basically over now. So from now on, you're gonna get crispy clear, or as much as it can be, gameplay footage, because Bloodborne's on the PS4 still, so it's sometimes gonna not be like the most smooth. And what I mean by that is that, when you're playing PvP specifically, the fucking frame rate is just gonna go all Sony on you and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna dip to 10 FPS. Like, really? Okay, dude, okay. Kirkhammer. Gotta love it. I don't know, man. Whenever I come back to this game, and I'm going back to the topic, whenever I don't play this game, like the PvP specifically, and I come back to it, and I just hit people with my favorite weapons, and I'm like, oh, yes. Yes, this is why I love this game, because it just feels so satisfying to hit people in general, or to hit just even the enemies, just PvE in general, just whack them with a hammer, and it's just like, yes, incredibly satisfying, delicious. So hey, you want to talk about old video games for a while? So tell you what, so in these very trying times, another recommendation that I would give to those of you that may be growing a little bored of playing the same PvP games every day, maybe you're into like a MOBA or a fighting game, and you're kind of growing sick and tired of, like, I don't know, fighting games with shitty netcode. Super Smash Brothers, it fucking sucks. Even if you have a game with good netcode, like a good fighting game with a good netcode, which would be, I think, the only one right now is what, Guilty Gear Strive. At some point, you kind of want to have some time for yourself and not have to worry about, playing against other people all the fucking time, unless that's, like, exclusively your thing. I would recommend playing some old games. Now, I know, some of you of my, I don't know, I haven't checked my analytics, I never do. But I'm assuming that at least one of you is a Zoomer, or as I like to call you, a fucking Zoomer. So, hear me out, don't cringe, just hear me out. Old games are fun, and I'm not talking about old games like, fucking Pong or Tetris or any of that other, really actually incredibly retro old games. I'm talking about, like, PS3 era, PS2 era specifically. Maybe some of you haven't played, I don't know, how many of you have ever played Splinter Cell? How many of you have ever played, like, a proper stealth game? Well, that's a proper stealth game. I highly recommend it. Go ahead, give it a try. Because I've noticed that in that same topic of people growing tired of playing the same games every day, and you grow to hate your supposed favorite game, you just grow to hate it. Say, yeah, I really like Street Fighter 5, and then like a week later, it's like, man, I fucking hate Street Fighter 5. I fucking hate it. It's such a shit game. Well, to avoid that type of feeling, I recommend maybe play some old games. I don't think I'm supposed to say this, but fuck it, who cares? Try emulating, the old games. And most of these companies don't really give a shit about old games anymore, so you can still find them very easily online. And I'm currently playing some in my streams on Twitch, and old games are fun because they used to be like, this is my boomer opinion incoming. Older games had like a better design in general. Plus, they used to be very janky, so they're actually very fun to just see how they kind of shit themselves. Look at this, by the way. Oh my god, boom! Boom! Oonga boonga, big caveman hammer, man. Man, just swinging that shit around. And that's what I meant. That's what I meant. It's like, I don't take it seriously. I'm literally just mashing on my controller. That's not me being like, I am such a skilled hunter. I knew that if I press attack a bunch that my hyper armor would grow even stronger, plus my lead elixir would help me have like more defense. Like, no. I was just mashing. I was hoping to get like a, like a triple kill. I didn't give a shit. I was expecting myself to just get killed, but it worked out in the end, so cool. So yeah, try out old games. I recommend them. You can find like a billion lists like everywhere to suit your needs. If you want to play like a classic platformer, play Spyro the Dragon, PS1, the first one. It's good. You want like a 2D platformer, play PS1 Rayman. It's good. So on and so forth. Because more than likely, you're waiting for you're waiting for that Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. I'll be completely honest. I'm feeling very neutral about Elden Ring, to the point where I just kind of forget that it's a thing, even though it's gonna come out relatively soon. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It doesn't excite me as much, I guess, and it's like it more than likely because it just seems like another Dark Souls game, and I kind of want a different setting at this point. More or less like Bloodborne, where Bloodborne is I don't mean that I want like another Bloodborne. I'm just saying like I would like a different setting. Like Sekiro was like, Japan, all that good shit. It just, I want something else, But, this is my opinion. I'm neutral. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping that it's different in some way. But, yeah. So, this is the end here, and I kind of wanted to put this in there just so you can see how fucking cheater McCheaterson the fucking NPCs are. Look at fucking Henrik. Look, he's just like, yeah, I just got infinite healing. Twitch.tv, Hamster Davidson. I'm streaming Splinter Cell sometimes. Follow it if you want. Yeah, try out some old games. They're good. Yeah, that's basically what this video was about. See you in the next one. Steak Driver. Steak Driver's good. It's fucking based. Use it. Bye.